Welcome back to the Banganator podcast, brought to you by your host, Esley Banga. And I'm talking WNBA. We got a bunch of rookies making big-time plays, big-time names, players like Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink. And it's a fun time to be a WNBA fan. And to talk WNBA with me, I got Doran WIlliams. You got a Instagram page. It's called Women's BB Rankings, where you talk everything women's basketball, college, and WNBA. So glad to have you on, Doran.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. And I started my page a few months ago with the college season, and now we're bringing it to the WNBA, to the Olympics. So we're going to keep it going.
Yeah. Glad to see it. I think I started following you a few months ago too. So I'm glad to see like where you started and then like how it's been, taking off a little bit.
Yeah. And like I started with women's basketball way back when Cheryl Miller was going on. I'm from LA.
Okay, yeah.
And so we kind of follow her in the neighborhood. She was like the best player in the whole state, out of high school, then college, and then from then on, WNBA got started. So I've been following women's basketball for a while.
That's awesome. There was like an ongoing joke between Cheryl Miller and Reggie Miller that Reggie Miller was the second best basketball player in his own household.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah, she is an all-time great. But I probably only been following the WNBA for like the past 5-6 years, but I really started getting more into it like the past 3 years, and then the past 2 years I've been going to games, sitting courtside. It's fun to see.
That's right.
Sometimes I'll be seeing other stars courtside. I'll be seeing former great players.
I know Cheryl Swoops. Is part of. Yeah, Cheryl Swoops is big.
Yeah.
I remember her back at Houston.
Okay.
Matter of fact, she played for Texas Tech, and they were calling her the female Michael Jordan back then. So she's definitely a legend.
Yeah. The first big time matchup was the Fever versus Sun. Obviously, it was great anticipation. How's Caitlin Clark gonna do in her debut?
Yeah.
Everybody was haters and lovers of Caitlin Clark, and it's crazy to me how many haters that Caitlin Clark has. But like they say, if you ain't got haters on you, you ain't doing something big enough. So, so the Sun won 92-71, but Caitlin Clark, I feel like she had a decent showing. She had 20 points, kind of inefficient though. 5 of 15. I think she had 10 turnovers, something like that. So, but from watching it, what did you think of Caitlin Clark's debut?
I liked her tenacity. Mm-hmm. She did not quit. She kept her dribble alive. She continued to look for her team when they missed layup after layup. She had a few assists. She could have easily had 12 to 15 assists had they make simple layups or simple catches. Mm-hmm. So her teammates didn't help her out a ton. But I do think that, and she'll grow with it. She'll get more movement off the ball. You have to make yourself visible to your teammates. You just can't stay in one place. Yeah. You have to move and cut and things like that. So I think she'll learn that. But overall, she shot the ball well in the second half. The stat is misleading. The 5 for 15. Mm-hmm. I believe he was about 5 for 9 in the second half. So I think that she played okay. Just one bad half. You took away that one bad half. She had a great game. So I give her time.
That makes sense. Yeah. And like Diana Taurasi said, like I don't think that Diana Taurasi was hating whenever she said this, but because a lot of people are gonna be like, oh yeah, Caitlin Clark, once she get into the league, she gonna do exactly what she did at Iowa. Like, no, there's gonna be an adjustment period. There's gonna be, even look at Kelsey Plum. Like her first 2 seasons, she wasn't the player then that she is now. So
Yeah.
it's always going to take time. There's always going to be adjustment. You playing against grown women now. So, but she going to be just fine though. Even if her debut performance wasn't as good as like other all-time WNBA rookies that came in.
And the main thing with her is to, like I said, move off the ball and also know where her teammates want the ball.
Yeah.
Now, she does a good job of setting up Aaliyah Boston on the block, but Nalissa Smith, she has to find a way to catch her on the run, and Kelsey Mitchell find a way for her to spot up.
Yeah.
So you'll get to know your teammates eventually, but it's only been a few games. So I'll give her about 10 to 15 games to really figure it out. And like Diana Taurasi said, it's a tougher league.
Yeah.
They're bigger, stronger, faster. Yeah. I remember one play last night. She ran a routine pick and roll, tried to throw the ball in the post, and Breanna Stewart just gobbled it up with one hand and took it down the other way. So you would never see that in college. In the WNBA, you got to watch those passes. Sometimes you have to fake a pass twice before you throw it. So
exactly,
it's an adjustment.
Aces versus Mercury. That was the next biggest matchup. Aces win 89-80. And it was a tight game at first, especially in the first half, all the way up until the third quarter. But they finally pulled through, separated themselves from the Mercury. And Asia Wilson, she had a nice performance, 30 points. To me, the best player in the WNBA. And she should have won MVP last year. But, Breanna Stewart won it, and I disagree with that heavily. Asia Wilson, she back for revenge this year. She said, bet. But what did you think of that game?
Yeah, well, first of all, and if you look at my page, I talk about the leadership of the WNBA a lot. So I'm going to just throw this out there. They should have switched the matchups. You should have had Connecticut Sun versus the Aces. It's opening day. You had two Titans going against each other. And then you put Caitlin Clark against a cupcake like Phoenix. That way she should go off for 35 and draw some interest. But they kind of threw Caitlin to the Lions den in back-to-back games. So I thought they should have switched those matchups. But as far as that game, Aces jumped out early, got a little too cute, and Phoenix just could not miss from three. Did you see Diana Taurasi?
I did.
My goodness.
I did.
Oh, my God. She had 7 threes? It didn't shoot that many. I think she shot 8 or 9 threes, made 7.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, she turned back the clock.
Yep.
So I was happy to see that.
Yeah, and it was a ring night, too, ring ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They almost spoiled it. They almost spoiled that ring ceremony.
They almost did, just like the Lakers be doing. Every time the Lakers do have something special going on, they ruin it with a loss. So thank goodness that the Aces didn't do that.
Yeah.
But everybody was looking good, rough in the first half, but they pulled it together. And Asia Wilson was getting on their asses too. She at the halftime, the halftime interview or whatever, right before they went in the locker room. Asia Wilson, she even cussed a little bit, but like she was pissed because they weren't playing Aces basketball. But they pulled it together. Kelsey Plum was doing her thing. Alicia Clark, Chelsea Gray, everybody pitched in to bring the Aces that win. Wings versus Sky the next day. I would have went to that game, and that was a lot of people showed up to that game. Dirk Nowitzki was there, Lotto was there.
Yeah.
So I would have went to that game, pulled up courtside if I could, but I was watching I think the Dallas Mavs and Dallas Stars with my friends, so had to pay attention to that. The Wings won 87-79. It was a struggle at first. Angel Reese, she was doing her thing. I don't know if you saw that highlight where she, hit a spin move, laid it up. Embarrassing grown women out here. Oh, my God.
Yeah, she got some moves.
Yeah.
And it's translating. She's doing the same thing she did in college in the WNBA.
Exactly.
It's good to see that.
Yeah.
I like that steal that she got, too, on a fast break. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. She had 12 points. And, but in the fourth quarter, Arike Ngubawale took over, 25 points total. So glad my Wings got started off with a dub, 1-0 to start the season. What did you think of that game overall and Angel Reese's performance?
Well, Angel Reese showed out. Now, she didn't shoot well, but her ball control and the fact that she can hold her position in the post, that says a lot because, again, the bodies are bigger. Mm-hmm. She abused the girls at LSU, but it's kind of the same thing. Like these 10-year vets just bouncing off of her every time. Yeah. Like she's very strong base. She can get her shot off without it getting blocked. I mean, and she's an undersized center.
Yeah.
But she's about 6'2", 6'3". Does not matter. She's going to get that shot off, get that rebound. She hustles. She's the best player on the team, but plays like the 12th man on the team. Mm-hmm. Like it's amazing just to watch her move.
Yeah.
And also, she missed a ton of shots, including free throws. Mm-hmm. She can shoot free throws. Mm-hmm. She can do for 8. So she makes a couple layups and hits a few more free throws. That's a 20-point game. That's a 20 and 15 game possibly.
Yep.
So she played well, but I see a lot of improvement coming up in the next few games.
True. And I was saying this whenever she was at LSU last year. It would be good. It would be cool to see Angel Reese, just gain a little bit more muscle. Cause like you said, she already an undersized big. And if you go, I always bring up the aces, when they're bigs, obviously A'ja Wilson. But, if you go up against the Liberty and Breonna Stewart and even the Dallas Wings, they got Kalani Brown. She's still doing her thing, don't get me wrong. But they can definitely rough you up if you let them. So it would be cool to see her just gain a little bit more muscle so she can, bang with the best of them.
Yeah.
But she going to be all right. Yep. And obviously these are rookies. They're going to get better. Your LA Sparks versus the Dream. The Dream won, unfortunately, 92-81. And you went to that game. Did you have good seats?
Yeah, we had the seats in the 100 section. We were kind of high up, but the pyramid is kind of small. So even though we were high up on the first like tier, it's still good seats. Like I had good video I took, so it was fun from a visual standpoint.
Okay,
it's a nice little like smaller arena to where you can kind of see everything.
Yeah,
it's more intimate.
Okay,
as opposed to like Crypto Arena where you could be way up, but this arena is nice and cozy.
Okay,
and I got to get a lot of good material there.
All right, that's good. Cameron Brink, she was making some nice plays. Like it was amazing how she had a crossover and then dished it out to the other big, and the big made a layup. I forgot who it was, but. Oh my goodness! Like Cameron Brink, she gonna be good with the Sparks. She gonna be great.
Yeah, she was a revelation because I knew the shot blocking would be there, and I got to say this: she got about 5 blocks that game. Mm-hmm. They credit her with 2. She got at least 5. If you go back and watch the game, she got more than 2 blocks. Mm-hmm. So you knew the shot blocking would be there, but she held her own in the post. Mm-hmm. I thought she'd get pushed out, kind of bullied. She held her ground. She has a strong lower body.
Yeah. Cameron Brink is built like a D1 volleyball player, but she'll block the hell out of your favorite players. Yeah, there's a reason why she got a lot of blocks at Stanford.
Rikia, she's having a tough time adjusting, and mainly because she has to change the way she plays. See, at Tennessee, she got the ball every time. She was able to survey the defense and do all this. Mm-hmm. In the WNBA, you got to get the ball, make a quick decision, and either pass off or start your move.
Yeah.
So the speed of the game is kind of bothering her. But as far as just watching her play, she played a lot better than what her stats would indicate. First of all, she missed a few shots, about 3 or 4 shots by like 1/8 of an inch. Like she barely missed. Mm. So she went 3 for 10. She could easily win 7 for 10, had 20 points. Mm-hmm. And the main thing about her, she can score on all 3 different levels. She can score off a double team. She can score off a cut. She can hit wide open shots. She can go off a curl. She has the best scoring package on the Sparks. And they would be wise to run the offense through her, even if it's in 5-minute stretches. Give her the ball on the block, give her the ball on the baseline, cut, let her get the ball for curl. They have to move her around like a chess piece. And one last thing, I want to see her and Cameron Brink play together. I want to see some high-low posts. Mm-hmm. So Cameron Brink can pump fake, take it to the rack, or she can dish off to Rakia or vice versa. But I want to see them two play together and play off each other. I think that will make the Sparks even more dangerous.
Yeah, I feel you. That's all I got. Anything else that you want to cover?
Yeah, I want to shout out a couple pages that I like. One is Max Power 24/7. He is an extremely good, in-depth women's basketball analyst. He's on YouTube, Max Power 24/7. Right. And he's on Instagram. He doesn't have a huge Instagram. He mainly deals with YouTube, but yeah, his breakdowns are excellent. All right. And then women's basketball masterclass is good too. It'll highlight a player, give you all their stats, all their highlights, and break down their game. So Max Power 24/7. And women's basketball masterclass. Those are two big pages.
All right, sure. I'm gonna follow those. Yeah.
And lastly, my page, women's BB rankings. You guys can follow, all that good stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you follow those, and make sure you follow Doran WIlliams on women's BB rankings. Thank y'all for watching this episode of the Banganator podcast. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on the Banganator podcast Instagram, Banganator pod _4 on the Twitter X. And once again, follow Doran WIlliams on women's BB rankings on Instagram. And thanks for coming on, Doran.
Yes, sir. It was fun. I had a blast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always love chopping it up. Basketball, women's basketball. Thank you.
The Banganator podcast is brought to you by Esley Banga, diehard fan of the Dallas Cowboys since 1997. How about them Cowboys?